Hi guys, welcome back to Python programming class. Today we're going to be looking at input function. Uh, when you look at input function, a simple example that we can give is when you visit a website, and it's just like when you visit a website, and the only way you can interact with the website is that the website will tell you, uh, will display some messages, probably say enter your name. Then the website will wait for you to respond. When you respond, as you provide information, the information will be collected and saved. Then you communicate again, you provide another information. And that's how input function is like. Just like when you're filling out a form on the website, say, enter your name, your email address, or you're searching for something to buy on the website. So every time you do that, the website is collecting information from you. So it will stop, wait, and listen before it responds. So in Python, we do exact same thing using input function. Input function is how your program communicates. It's how your program becomes interactive. It's how your program asks questions, wait for the user, and responds. Just like a website does when you type into a form. So today I'm going to show you how input function turns your simple Python script into something that feels alive and something that reacts to your users and just like a real website. Okay, so what do we really mean by input function? From where say input function lets you get information from the user. It lets you get information from the user. The input function lets the users enter data while a program is running. Then it pauses the execution until the user presses enter. So whatever the user types is always read as a string. So the output of input function will always be a string. Okay. Say for instance, you visit a website and the website says enter your name. It's going to look like that. So if you want to do the same thing in Python, since we're using input function, so remember that the output of input function is always a string. So you have to wrap it up with double quote. Say enter your name. Say you visit a website and it's telling you enter your name. Okay. So after entering your name, you can say print, let's print hello, hello name. Remember that the reason why you can do this is because uh, print function can accept multiple. It has the ability to accept multiple variables at the same time. So let's run this. One moment. Okay, let me put it up. Let me rerun again so that we can see it. Stop and rerun. So see that just like when you visit a website and the website is telling you enter your name, so you can do the same thing with input function. I'll enter my name, say John Damon. So you enter your name. That's just how input function works. And you see, in input function, you see the information you provided within these parentheses are often called prompts. Sometimes it is called prompt argument. It is called prompt argument. So this tells the user what to type. Okay. The prompt argument, the prompt that we provided in here tells the users what to actually type. So um, and getting input also is possible that you can do this without introducing a prompt in the parentheses. Yeah, you can as well do this, as you see it right here, you can as well do it without introducing a prompt. But if you want to do that, you have to actually use a prompt function to do that. Let me comment this out so that you can see how that works. Okay? Okay. So next, let's do it. Here we introduce a prompt argument. But here, this time, we don't want to use a prompt argument. We want to try another approach. So the approach is that we're going to use print. Say print, uh, what's your name? What's your name? Okay, what's your first name? Okay. What's your first name? What's your first name? So we want to demonstrate this without using a prompt. It's called prompt argument. When you provide like a question inside a function, it's called prompt argument. So if you don't want to use prompt argument, this is just another way of doing it. You can use print function instead. So it's a first name input. Okay. First name input. You can do it like this. Then you can then say print. So say print. This case, it makes sense to you. Let's use f string. Okay. Say hello, comma. So you remember when we talked about f strings that you're going to use it as a place. It's often used as a placeholder. Okay. There are multiple ways of getting things done in programming, depending on which one you are more proficient with. So as time goes on, you're going to understand how F strings makes life more easier when it comes to printing out output. So let's try this and see what that's gonna be. So let's stop and run. And I say, what's your first name? My first name is Isa. Okay, hello Isa. Can you see that? So and that's exactly how prompt uh, uh, that is exactly how prompt, what you call input function works. So when Python execute input function, it displays the prompt and wait for the user. So uh, once you once you press enter, the data is returned as a string, and the string is then stored in a variable to use for a later time. So don't forget that. Then also another important thing that I also like to talk about is that what about in situation where you are dealing with numbers? Remember that uh, these often to return input function often return as a string. Say for instance you want to use it for a number. So what are you going to do? It means you have to convert your input. You have to convert the string into a number. You have to convert it from string to number, to numeric. So, and how do we do it? We've done this before. So I believe you should be able to remember some of this concept because we already talked about everything except that we haven't talked about input function. And this is all you need to know about input function. Everything else is just is just to reinforce the concept. Say for instance, age, you want to enter your age. Remember that before we do anything, input function, okay, I'm going to take it stepwise and say enter your age, okay, enter your age. Because age is a number, okay, so you have to convert this into an integer, okay. So in order to do that, you can just wrap it up with an integer right here. It means you are converting it. What it means is that you're converting the string into an integer. Okay. Say also you want to use it for a price. And you know price is usually float because sometimes your price will carry decimal number. So as a result, you have to convert it to a float. So for understanding sake, just write them stepwisely until you know how to go about it. So you said input, enter your price, enter the price, okay, enter the price. Because price is going to be float, you just wrap it up with the float function so that you can convert the output into into a floating number. Okay, and this is how it works. If we run it now, let's run it. It's going to ask us question. How old are you? I'm 25 years old. Price, then, and that's how you do. If you remember um, when we talked about console application at the beginning of this class, we created a program using input function. If you remember at the beginning of the class. So because we've done most of this stuff, I don't want to go into the full detail. Another one which I'm going to demonstrate here is that say we want to carry out an addition. Okay, I'm going to comment this out. Comment this out. Say we want to do more than one. Another option is this, say number one, number two. So if you run, it's going to ask you what is number one. We're all basically using these to carry out an addition, okay? And then we say three, and what is it? Its sum is eight, and that's all we need to know about uh, input function. So if you have any question, you can leave me a comment. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.